As Montford reforms were completely rejected by the Indians, especially by the Congress, so now the Britishers thought of coming up with some other set of reforms. So that also they came up after 10 years, that is in 1919. There were series of events that took place between 1909 and 1919. In between that, there was a World War I, and then the Lucknow Pact also took place. So now the Britishers were thinking of giving some more weightage to the Indians in running the affairs of their own country. So they came up with a report which is known as Montford Report, which came in 1919. So first of all, I am going to just give you a brief background of what is this report about, or what are the reforms that were brought by the Britishers to be given to the Indians. So first of all, they came up with a plan that there will be a council of state, and in that council there are going to be 60 members, out of which 33 will be elected. So you will see here that the elected members will be more. So you will observe that now the Britishers are focusing more on giving elections and democracy. They were planning to bring a democracy in the Indian subcontinent. It will seem like that. Okay? सो काउंसिल ऑफ स्टेट वॉज इंट्रोड्यूस, 60 मेंबर्स होंगे उसमें और 33 इलेक्टेड होंगे. फिर इस स्टेज पे इस रिपोर्ट में दे हैव कम अप विद अ न्यू terminology which is known as diarchy. What is diarchy? It was basically introduced, which was containing two sets of subjects. One was known as reserved, another one was known as transferred. So what I tell my students कि आप लोग उसको easily याद करने के लिए reserved में भी 3 P's हैं, ट्रांसफर्ड में भी 3 P's हैं. सो व्हाट आर द 3 P's ऑफ रिजर्व्ड सब्जेक्ट? रिजर्व सब्जेक्ट में 3 P's वर पुलिस, पावर रिसोर्सेज एंड प्रेस. ठीक है. एंड ट्रांसफर्ड सब्जेक्ट्स में दे हैड पब्लिक वर्क्स, पब्लिक हेल्थ एंड फॉरेस्ट्स. सो diarchy was introduced, and diarchy was divided into 2 subjects. So now you can well imagine which P's are going to be coming into the share of which group. Let's see that. So reserve subjects were basically given to the provincial governors. As you can see कि provincial governors जो थे, they were basically the Britishers. And the transferred subjects were given to the ministers. अब ministers कौन है? Ministers are the one who are the elected people by the people of India. But यहाँ पे भी there is a little clause. Ministers भी जो थे, they will also be chosen by the viceroy. Although they were elected by the people, but the choice will be of viceroy, whether the minister is going to be of the specific province or not. And the ministers were also responsible to the provincial governors. There was a voting right given to the Indian population, and as you can see, the percentage is given that 2% of India's population was allowed to vote. Next, they also had a legislative assembly which will have 145 members, and in these 145 members, 103 are going to be elected. So now you have seen already that voting rights have been given to the population of India. So now they are free to select their own people. Lastly, as it was in the Montford Reforms too, and here too, the separate electorates are given to the Muslims as well as the Sikhs. Okay, so these are the clauses. On these clauses, usually you might get a question of 2 marks, which is a state one, and you can also get these clauses and their date and the name of people who have formulated it in the tick the correct choice. So you should be knowing the background and the clauses of Montford Reforms.